Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Kyle Krieger here. So, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say hey guys. I realize that not everyone identifies as guys, so I will probably try to be better at that. So, hi everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I thought it'd be great to make a video about some things that sort of make me happy. That even in all of this stress, there's been like 5 things that I picked up on that I've been doing recently that have, brought me some joy. I just feel like the month of January was really tough dealing with the pandemic. I don't know why, it just hit me hard this month. I'm spending a lot more time alone, and LA has, really been hit hard. So I very much limit my outings. I try my best to, only do something if I have to work, if I'm doing like an outside workout. The pandemic has sort of just weighed on me, whether it be compounded with another pandemic of like racial inequity, or how politics and election year really take a toll on you. And I just feel unmotivated at times, sad at times, angry, frustrated. I lash out. So I just thought I would make a video about the things that have been bringing me joy in the pandemic and try to look at like the bright side of things because it's been like a little, overwhelming. I recently moved into a new space. So as some of you know, if you follow me on Instagram, I recently did an apartment tour where I had a loft in downtown Los Angeles. Well, I subleased that loft to someone else because I wanted to search for a very small apartment. I wanted to find an apartment that could sort of be a segue into me for the trailer that I'm renovating, the tuba trailer. I also make videos about that. If you're new to this channel, I can link them down below. So I'm renovating the trailer, and the trailer is like 230 square feet, maybe. I mean, it is very tiny, right? It's 8 by 28 feet. So I thought, instead of going from like a big loft downtown straight into a trailer, that I should maybe rent a very small, the smallest apartment I could find. I have just been trying to minimize my life. I've been watching documentaries on minimalism. There's another YouTuber, his name is Matt, that I have been watching, and he sort of got me on minimalism. And I feel like I've always sort of had a minimalist existence. However, I do have a tendency to like buy things. Living in a small space has sort of forced me to declutter my life and organize my life in a way that I hadn't done before. I've always been attracted to tiny homes and tiny living, and I think that's just because I just like the idea, like how it feels compact and everything feels efficient in the house. Sort of rented this apartment hoping that it would be something like, that it would feel something like that. So when I transition into the trailer, that it kind of feels a little bit more like a natural transition rather than something that is super jarring, especially for Gus. With me, he's a big boy, so I don't want us to be like on top of each other and then him to be stressed out. It has been really nice actually, and I moved a few of my furniture pieces over here, but I try to keep it as minimal as possible and to have things that have dual purpose. So like everything that I have is like storage, or I have some workout equipment and it also doubles as a coffee table. Then I just have my bed and like chaise lounge that I have that I got from a friend that I did not buy, and like a couple rugs, and then my bathroom, and I try to throw out as much as possible. I have 2 forks, 2 knives, 2 spoons, a couple pans. So everything has been minimized in a way where I just am using and keeping what I need and what I use on a regular basis. I actually feel more free and less attached to things, because once it's kind of challenging to start throwing things out that I haven't worn in 6 months, but when it comes down to it, I don't really necessarily miss them at all after a week. So minimizing my life has been really wonderful and a really great way to spend the pandemic and the time at my home trying to make everything have purpose. As some of you may know, if you've been following me for a little while, that in 2020, my New Year's resolution was to have a vegan diet. So a vegan diet was really important to me because I wanted to sort of live a compassionate living style. Where I just was really mindful about the things that I was putting in my body, and mindful about the ways that what I was consuming also had an impact on the planet. One really great thing about a vegan diet is the least impactful for the planet. And that's because it takes so much energy and resources to farm and slaughter and raise cattle and animals for food. I have been reading like a bunch of books on veganism. It's also because my dad, who has recently been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, I've read a couple books on Alzheimer's, and I just feel like a vegan diet definitely will help slow the process if I am prone to Alzheimer's as well. My major in school was nutrition and dietetics, so I've always been very interested in food and consumption and diets and fads and all of those things. The most consistent questions I get from people are, is it hard to eat, to change your diet in this way? Is it hard to build muscle or to stay muscular with a plant diet? And then also people want to make sure that you're getting sort of all the nutrients that you need, because I feel like we're sort of conditioned to believe like a balanced diet would have to include meat or animal products. Recently in quarantine, or over the past year really, is just sort of figure out creative ways to make things, creative ways to cook. And so I feel like that is so fun because it kind of stimulates my interest. It makes me think. There's some critical thinking involved where you're trying to kind of problem solve, deprogram what you grew up with and sort of reprogram in a way that's more mindful about what you're putting in your system. So I really enjoy that process a lot, and it's been really nice to kind of focus on a diet because I have all this energy, right, that I'm just like sitting in my house with. It's nice to focus on something that actually makes me feel good. So I found an all-in-one product that I really like a lot. It's called Athletic Greens, and I have been using this product, I guess now for a month or so, because I was looking for a way to supplement some macronutrients, micronutrients, and a multivitamin into my diet. Additionally, other than just being a wonderful multivitamin, it has immunity support, digestive enzymes, it has prebiotics, probiotics. I mean, there's so much packed into this formula. I really like my Vitamix and making shakes, so I've been adding it to my shakes. You can also add it to just water as well. But for me, my personal experience is that I've been adding it to my shakes, and it makes everything look more green and lush, which I very much love. It also feels like I'm doing good for my system. It really is one of those all-encompassing type products that really helps fill in the gaps where I can't with my diet. The thing that I think is most important that Athletic Greens focuses on is making sure that they find a product that they optimize the nutrient absorption in your body, right? So you're not sort of wasting any sort of nutrients. Your body's not just going to get rid of anything that you put in it. What's actually happening is these nutrients that they choose are so bioavailable that it makes it possible for your body to absorb as much as possible. This product is perfect for me for the following reasons. I guess because it fills in the gaps in case for that day, I don't necessarily get all my nutrients from whole foods, and I make sure I'm just covering all my bases. It also makes sure that my gut health is great. I also like it because I exercise a lot, so I want to make sure that if I'm pouring out my nutrients, I want to make sure that I'm putting in as much nutrients as possible so that my body can still work at a very efficient rate. Another thing that's very important to me is the taste, because I feel like it's hard to find a multivitamin that tastes good. So it also tastes wonderful on its own, which is like the true test. It tastes very good even if you just add it to a shaker bottle and water. You're out the door and you're good to go. Click my link below to get Athletic Greens Immunity Bundle that comes with a 1-year supply of vitamin D plus 5 individual travel packs for free with your purchase. So this combo is going to be great for your immune system, especially during the winter months, especially during the pandemic, to make sure that our nutrients in our body are as full and complete as possible, and it can come right to your door. This is available in the United States, in Canada, the UK, and Europe. So make sure after this video, you go hit the link in the description box and get your Athletic Greens. I've also picked up a new hobby, or a couple new hobbies, and one of them I wanted to share today because I feel like it's something that I didn't necessarily see myself doing, but because I had been working on my gut health, I started making my own kombucha at home. So I actually got into it just because I had been, buying kombucha at the store, and I was just like, maybe I could try to make this. One of my friends a long time ago who I lived with made kombucha in our refrigerator. I never really thought anything of it, but you can It's so fun and so creative. So I have bought I think it's called a SCOBY, but I call it a Scooby because it reminds me of Scooby-Doo. You have a Scooby that you can buy or order, or you can even grow your own. Then you put it in a jar with some fluid and water and sugar, and then it ferments for a week or 2 weeks, and then you can bottle it up and you can add different things and different flavors to the bottle to kind of personalize each bottle to give them different flavors and stuff. I'm in the phase right now where I am fermenting, so not much has to be done. I'm not bottling yet, but I'm so excited because I'm gonna make like all different types. Like you can make like fruit ones, you can make ones with like mint and lime, you can make things with like more like floral, edible floral tastes. So there's so many different things to do. So I'm so excited, and I love picking up a new hobby because just focus on something that is, I know, that you're sort of nurturing. So it's nice to put energy into something that isn't focused on like my school or my work or my phone or, you know, so that has been a really great new hobby for me that has brought me joy, and I'm excited. I even got to taste a little bit today, which is good because it's almost there, but I think it needs like a few more days before I start to bottle. Other new hobbies that I've sort of gearing myself up for is I bought a tennis racket. So I have been playing a little bit more tennis. I'm not good, but it's really fun to play. And tennis is a really safe thing to do during COVID. Tennis is great. Also, I bought a surfboard, which is great because it's a new hobby that I have not taken my surfboard out yet, but because I'm waiting on my little wetsuit booties to come in. But as soon as they do, I'm going to take my board out for the first time and, you know, try to surf. I've surfed before, but I'm not that good, but it's nice to have my own board now, and I'm excited to be able to connect with the ocean, and it's something that you can do by yourself, and you can get outside, and it's still COVID safe, so it's a way for me to it kind of feels like a moving meditation, so I'm very excited to pick up that new hobby as well. The last thing that I'm going to talk about today that sort of brings me joy is exercise, and I know that kind of seems very obvious, but one thing that has sort of got me through the pandemic is focusing on my exercise on a daily basis. And that has been very, very great, although I am very picky about exercise. One thing that I've had to get used to is exercising at home, which I honestly dislike so much. So one thing that I have been doing is I recently got Apple Fitness Plus, and because I have an Apple Watch and I have an iPhone, and so I wanted to see like if this would work, and I actually like it so much. The way that it interfaces with my TV and my computer is great. So it kind of feels like I can turn my home into like a fitness class, which is very cool. And another thing that I've been doing also is going to like outdoor boot camp classes. So that's been a nice way for me to exercise at home, and when I get tired of that, it's nice to be able to find a boot camp outside. I've also picked up running like 3 miles a day, which is very strange because I'm not really like a runner, but I've been outside running, which has been very cool, and it allows me to see this new neighborhood that I moved into, which has been great. And also when I'm visiting Palm Springs, it's really great to run to because the houses there are so beautiful. So it's nice, it's such a beautiful scenery with like the mountains and the palm trees and everything. So that has been another really good practice that I kind of hated in the beginning, but now I really enjoy it. It's like another nice way to have a moving meditation. Early on in quarantine, if you followed me on Instagram, that you probably would have seen that I also ran a marathon. Like me and Taylor, who you guys know from this channel, one day we just woke up during the beginning of quarantine and we're like, let's just run a marathon. So we walked, jogged, and ran a marathon, 26 miles. Okay, 4:52, 26 miles, that's it. Around Los Angeles, and that was exhausting, and it really kind of got me into the idea that like running can be fun because it just feels, you feel very accomplished after a really good run, and I really like that. So running and fitness has been one of my like favorite parts about about the pandemic. I posted on my Instagram story a couple days ago that I was feeling really heavy about the pandemic and it was sort of weighing on me.
Hi. So, does anybody feel like they're really kind of feeling the gravity of the pandemic this week, especially? I don't know why. I feel like it's just hitting me so hard, and I just am feeling so down and exhausted about it, and I'm finding it hard to motivate or leave my house. I feels like it's never going to end, and I don't know, like I'm not feeling good.
Specifically this month, I don't know why, it just caught up to me. And so many of you have been feeling the same exact way, and so many of you have been going through so many things that I was inspired because I was just like, this, you know, it was so nice to feel like we're not alone. And so I wanted to make this video because I wanted to sort of just like share how in ways that it makes me feel better, things that I do that sort of brought me joy. So I hope that you guys are bringing yourself joy as much as possible. You know, I care about you guys, even though we don't really know each other, I do, and I want you guys to stay safe and get vaccinated and wear your masks, and we're gonna get through this together, I promise. Before I leave, make sure you go to my description box and you can hit that link down there and you can check out Athletic Greens. And you can get the immunity bundle there as well, which will be great for your immunity during the pandemic. It's always something important to take care of. And if you want to find me on Instagram or Twitter, I'm back on Twitter, it's at Kyle Krieger, and you can find me there. If you have any questions about anything I talked about today, you can either comment down below, hopefully I'll get back to you, or I'll get back to as many people as possible, or you can DM me on Instagram, and I will try to go through those DMs and sort of pick out the people who are asking questions about this video in particular. And yeah, I'll do my best, okay? So keep your head up, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.